Hello, I'm Jash, and welcome back to more Jash Reads, the series where I read a book cover to cover and discuss it chapter by chapter. And, as you can see since we're in Minecraft, I also build stuff. Yay! Woo! And since it's raining outside and I don't want it to rain forever because that just creeps me out for some reason. I'm gonna sleep in a little bed. Woo! Okay, so before we begin the dramatic reading today, I'll just take some time to talk about something as I finish getting set up, blah 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 blah. So, there was something that happened, on Friday that when it happened, I needed a few days to both find the courage to, look up about it. Oh yeah, I can't put... Oh, I made beds. I knew that. Let's see, it wasn't just... bravery of looking up what happened, just forming my own opinions. Oh, them walking's what's causing that sound. And that was the whole meeting between Trump and Zelensky that did not go well. It was just like, I like my country, but just really, maybe we'll make this into a lunchroom, but God, I just that meeting was childish as hell. Like, here's this dude that's currently fighting a war that could have retreated, but no, he decided to continue to fight for his country, and then we treat him like shit. Like, oh, why aren't you wearing something, like a suit? And then how Trump was speaking to Zelensky just like he was a little child. There was... And then besides that, of course, is the whole thing where it became really apparent that Trump is just in Putin's back pocket. Everything. As you can hear, I'm still barely able to process that bullshit myself days afterwards. Let's see, what's above this roof here? Because I'm wondering if making the ceiling something different would... Can. Maybe crying obsidian. Ooh. Yeah. I have ADD and I currently do not have a screen. So yeah, we'll just get rid of this. Just get this roof here. Ceiling here, and then we'll actually get started. With the dramatic reading, which is the whole reason I assume the majority of you came to, watch this video. Yeah. That historic meeting on Friday is just... It just sucks. I love my country, but at the same time, the person in charge is a fucking idiot. And in Putin's back pocket, because he's more on the side, Trump's more on the side of, oh, think about Putin. Think about the guy that, invaded a country. Actually, I'm not going to bother putting the crying obsidian up. If something falls through, it falls through. Hello. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that'll be cool. Oh, that's all the flapping. That was a while back. Yeah, it took me a few days to actually whittle away at, what went on, look at a few clips. I'm thinking about watching the whole thing one day, but, I'm probably going to have to do that in little baby steps. It's important to watch, but at the same time, I can only watch so much before I start ranting and raving at the screen, and, not really good for my mental health. Oh shit, did I destroy something I didn't mean to? Ah, well. Yeah, that's one big problem with keeping up with the news is, giving yourself the okay not to keep up with everything, or else honestly you'll just go insane. God. Oh, good. Don't worry, it's a renovation. Things will turn out great. Yeah. You're not used to, Minecraft. I didn't build this structure. You can randomly find these things. And I'm just basically renovating it. Doing crazy and odd things to it. But yeah. I just grew. They can be a pain in the ass to find, but once you find them, it's awesome. And as everyone's going, I guess that's my cue to actually start the dramatic reading part. And I am going to be continuing to read Animorphs number 13, The Change, by K.A. Applegate. Okay, let's tighten these arm braces. And let's do this. We're reading chapter 18 of Animorphs number 13, The Change, by K.A. Applegate. Okay, got that burp out of me. Let's do this. I was shaking pretty badly by the time I got back up into the blue, and then the first thing I saw was a peregrine falcon riding high. Peregrines won't usually mess with hawks, but I wasn't exactly feeling cocky right at that moment. I didn't need any more trouble. I just wanted to get back to my 2 Hork-Bajir and get us all out of there. Tobias? Is that you down there, by any chance? I breathed a huge sigh of relief. It was Jake. Oh man, am I glad to hear your voice, Jake, I said. The woods are full of Taxons and Hork-Bajir and human controllers and anything else the Yeerks can throw at us. Not to mention hungry bobcats, I added silently. Yeah, we noticed, Jake said. They almost marched right into a couple of guys out fishing in one of the streams. We managed to scare the fishermen off, or they'd be tax on meat now. Hang on a sec, folks. Freya, can you allow me to do the dramatic reading? I understand you're upset about something, but I need to... This is a job. Do you like your millet? Yeah? Okay, can you be quiet until I'm done doing the dramatic reading? Then you can interrupt, the latter half of the stream. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the dramatic reading. We? The others are with you? I searched the sky. Yes, a bald eagle, an osprey. I see Rachel and either Cassie or Marco. I said, Axe is on the ground. Marco is around somewhere. Oh, there, above you. I looked up just in time to see an osprey come ripping down through a wisp of low clouds and a stoop. Yaha, Tobias! Marco yelled giddily. Gotcha! This is so not the time to be messing with me, I yelled. I was about one feather away from being kitty food, and I'm hungry, and I'm tired, and I'm mad. Chill, Tobias, Jake said kindly. You can relax. We're all here to help you now. I heard Cassie's thought-speak voice coming from fairly far away. Tobias, we've been thinking. You know how you seem to keep ending up in just the right place at just the right time? Or just the wrong place, depending on how you look at it, I muttered. We're thinking maybe there is some other power, some force, some person interfering with you, kind of manipulating you. If it had been anyone but Cassie, I would have probably said something sarcastic, like, no duh. But it's impossible to be sarcastic to Cassie. Yeah, it definitely is someone messing with me, I said. An old friend of ours. Who? It seems that Elmas is trying to save the Hork-Bajir. Not that I'll admit that. Axe was right, Cassie said. He guessed it was the Elmist. Rachel was close enough now to communicate. Yeah, and you know how Axe feels about that guy. Or creature, or whatever the Elmist is. Axe says to watch your butt. The Elmist plays games with people. I thought of the Elmist's promise to me to give me what I most wanted. But when I recalled the conversation, I couldn't exactly remember an actual promise. I felt a chill in my bones. Had the Elmist really promised to make me human again? Are you okay, Tobias? Rachel asked. I could tell from her tone that it was a private message. Only I could hear it. Yeah, I guess so, I said. The Elmist says he'll, make me human again. Somehow putting it in actual words didn't sound right. And yet that was what I wanted. To be human again. To live like the others. To eat cold cereal and fried eggs for breakfast instead of hunting and killing. To walk. To spend my nights inside. In a bed. To sit down and watch TV or just to sit at all. Tobias, that would be so great. Rachel said, yeah, but like Axe said, the illness plays games. And we still have to save the Hork-Bajir without getting wiped out ourselves. In a thought-speak voice Jake and Cassie and Marco could hear, too, I said, follow me, guys. I'll take you to our 2 alien friends. I turned at an angle to the breeze. It was coming up just behind my right wing. It can be hard flying that way if the wind is too strong. You have to keep correcting your direction because the wind will kind of sneak up and push you off course. We flew hard and soon left the Yeerk army behind. I spotted the 2 Hork-Bajir through the trees. They looked like they were talking. Looking closer, I realized they were holding hands. Hang on, I'm going to take a slight little break, sip some Coke. Okay, Coke sipped. We'll resume a conversation, dramatic reading. I felt embarrassed, just dropping out of the sky on them. Hey, you two, I said. I'm coming in. Some friends are with me. We landed in the trees, and now we were facing a serious decision. A life and death decision. The others were all close to the 2-hour time limit. They needed to demorph. But so far, we had not revealed our true species to the Hork-Bajir. If they were ever recaptured by the Yeerks would have access to everything in their heads. Every memory. Jake, I asked, what are you guys going to do? It's a big gamble, letting these 2 know what we are. He answered, I don't mean to get all CIA about this, Marco said. But if they know we're human, they can't ever be captured by the Yeerks. I mean, I know what you mean, I interrupted. Okay, hang on. Okay, the screen just started to fade there. Okay. Doing things live, folks. Okay, on a more serious note. I know what you mean, I interrupted. Probably better to be dead than a controller, anyway, Marco said. Easy for you to say, Rachel said. Let me talk to them. Chara and Ket are my friends, I said. Hork-Bajir? Marco crowed. These 2 walking Cuisinarts, these 2 7-foot-tall lawnmowers, these living razor blades are your friends? I ignored Marco. I looked at Jarahami. Jarahami, I need to know something. If the Yeerks capture you, he didn't even let me finish. He flung out a bladed arm, slashing the air. Then, more carefully, he pointed at his own head, right at the scarf and the cut he'd made. No more Yeerk here. Free. Or no Jarahami. No Ket Hallpack. Only free. Free or dead, Ket Hallpack said harshly. I see why you like them, Tobias, Rachel said. She fluttered down from the tree. She began to demorph. I heard Jake sigh. Well, I guess we take a chance. Within a few minutes, everyone was human again. Except me, of course. I guess we surprised the Hork-Bajir. I don't know what they expected us to be, but it wasn't human. The two big aliens just stood and stared. And then, when they realized what Jake and Rachel and Cassie and Marco actually were, they laughed. Kira! Kira! At least I think it was laughter. Who knows how a Hork-Bajir laughs? Human folk! Ket Hallback said, sounding amazed and possibly gleeful. Jarahami looked at me. You human folk? I used to be, I said. I am, well, I'm not exactly the same as I used to be. I've changed. Jarahami changed too. Not free, now free. That's when Axe came barreling through the woods and leaped right into the middle of our little group. He was carrying a bag. In the bag were shoes for the others. See, when you morph, you can morph tight clothing, but shoes just can't be done. Axe sat the bag down and stared in the way that only an Andalite can stare, in all directions at once. This is very dangerous, letting them see what you are, Axe said heatedly. These Hork-Bajir can never be recaptured. They can never be taken alive now. They won't be, I said. They're going to be free. Free or dead, Jarahami yelled. Okay, I definitely like these guys, Rachel said. She kind of cocked her head and looked up at Jarahami. Free or dead, she yelled just as loudly as the Hork-Bajir had. Cassie and Jake and I yelled it too, with slightly less enthusiasm. In any case, I'd been too close to being dead just a few minutes earlier. I'll give you 2-to-1 odds on dead, Marco said grimly. And if we all keep yelling with a bunch of Texans half a mile away, I'll make it 10-to-1. Rachel ran over, grabbed Marco by the shoulders, and gave him a good hard shake. Come on, you big baby, say it. Free or dead? Yeah, free or dead, Marco said. Then he laughed. Rachel, you do know you're insane, right? Yes, but she's a Packard Foundation outstanding student who's insane, Cassie chimed in. I'm sure the Yerks will be impressed, Marco said. Jake smiled a curious smile at me. Well, let's get going. And that's the end of the chapter. Woo! And 2 villagers, yeah. What did you think about it, guys? You like it? You think I'm improving or not improving? Okay. Yeah. I just felt really connected to Marco there. Okay, got distracted by the golem just bending to look up at the ceiling like, what the fuck are you doing with the place? I felt really connected to Marco with that sense of humor that I really connect with. I mean, like Marco, my not love language, my coping mechanism is humor. And like my therapist seemed to be like, oh, that's a good thing, and I have to sort of remind her sort of what goes on outside of therapy, because I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit too sarcastic, where people sort of doubt if I can take anything seriously. Yeah. Marco, while humor is a coping mechanism, he really does see much more clearly about the war than the other Animorphs. Even when he really wasn't all in, he still looked after his friends like, okay, someone has to have the one brain cell in the group, and I guess that falls to me. Yeah, the whole little debate over what to do with the Hork-Bajir, because yeah, the Yeerks think the Animorphs are just, you know, Andalites that somehow survived the dome ship crashing from the beginning of the series. Because, you know, the Andalites are very protective of their morphine technology. So, it's just more likely that the Animorphs are actually Andalites. Although, as it was sort of revealed early on, the Yeerks did suspect that the Animorphs were actually humans, but they're just too afraid to tell Vischer 3, and Vischer 3 is egotistical, so doesn't think, hey, they're humans and not Andalites. Oh, fuck. So at this point in the series, you know, the Yeerks are treating the Animorphs as Andalites, so giving confirmation that, hey, we're humans, you know, isn't something they can risk. Because again, they're just kids, teenagers. So so they don't really have anywhere to go. They don't have a plan of, you know, if their secret's discovered. And if their secret's discovered, they're pushed into a corner, they're going to be captured. So this chapter was highly important because, as they said, that, you know, if the Yeerks discover, you know, the Yeerks managed to recapture, not the Andalites, the Hork-Bajir, the Yeerks would be able to go, oh, they're actually humans. So, yeah. So, and it's very good how they all reacted, because they're like, hey, if we're going to actually have to kill these innocent people if, you know, things go south. Which isn't something, you know, anyone, especially kids, really want to think about, you know, doing. Like the Hork-Bajir are fully innocent. They're basically just roped into a galactic war they had no part in because they look scary, basically. Honestly, when Axe comes in at the end of the chapter, I felt it was really... Can you please move? I want to put something here. Thank you. When Axe came in near the end of the chapter, I was like, hey, he's acting like I have the one brain cell, what the hell? And it's good that the Animorphs did the right thing of asking the Hork-Bajir and making sure before, you know, they revealed and passed the point of no return. Let's get some different colored candles. And the other thing of the chapter that I would like to discuss is Tobias. Because they go over, at least everyone's now on the same page of, oh, it's the Elemist. And discussing, what the Elemist, is a trickster. It basically is a little bit of a trickster god, you could say. And then Tobias is like, oh shit, is he going to go back on the word? What he promised me? Then he seems to start to go, like, yeah, he starts like questioning, like, oh my god, was I wrong this whole time? Did the Elemist fooled me? And then when Tobias goes, I want to be human again. He's just like, says to himself, I want to be human again, that's what I want. And then he goes, shit, that actually doesn't sound right. So, yeah. Tobias is going, oh. Whenever let. Oh, okay, those did light up. So yeah, Tobias is starting to realize that he doesn't actually want to be human again. Because he was bullied and abused both by, classmates and by his own family. So it's just like when he got himself stuck in Hawkmorph, which, isn't confirmed or denied, but that's a theory I believe in. Like, when he decided to get stuck in a Hawkmorph, he had his, rose-tinted glasses on going, hey, this would be much better than actually being human. And then it's only once he made that decision that he's like, oh shit, I was wrong. And now that's what's happening when he's saying he wants to be human. He's looking through rose-tinted glasses and going, hey, I really want to be human because this would be so much better than where I am now. Not consciously realizing that wanting something other than human life was the reason he's in the mess to begin with. Whew. Yeah. And actually, on the side of my theory of he got himself trapped in Morph on purpose was how he replied to Jarahami asking if he was human too, going, I'm not exactly the same as I used to be. I've changed. It's almost like he wanted to tell Jarahami, hey, I got myself stuck and now I'm like this, but was too embarrassed to say it. Yeah. I don't even know what I made this room into. Oh well. So, my question for this video is, what do you think Tobias actually wants? Do you think he actually wants to be human, or he just feels like he wants to be human? That if he's human again, he'll, not really be happy. And if you believe he doesn't want to be human, what do you think he actually wants? Oh. comment down below. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this. Give the algorithm what it wants. And I forgot to get the email up that I have saved of the links, because now it's link territory. So yeah, if you just came here for the dramatic reading, that's over now. We are currently going to be switching to links. And before I start with the links, one thing, some of these links are Amazon associate links, which means if you buy something via the links, I will actually get a little something from it, which means you can both help support, original creators, as well as your favorite streamer, YouTuber. Yeah, that's me, right? Oh, god damn. Why do I always seem to fucking forget this one? So, I'm hoping against hope that people get into the Animorphs series via my dramatic readings. So, I ask everyone to not say major spoilers, because those of us who have read the complete series knows that there are, twists and turns that should be experienced not knowing what's coming. So, please, on YouTube, I can at least get rid of, not allow comments that do major spoilers if, you accidentally say a little too much. So, yeah. Let's get the dark wood, come on. Okay, now, the first link is, of course, getting my birdie. Now, the first link is, of course, getting your very own copy of Animorphs, number 13, The Change by K.A. Applegate. Animorphs is hands down my favorite book series ever. I remember getting to read it, starting to reread it as an adult, and I was just afraid, like, what if this series that I have such fond memories of just actually sucks, now that I'm adult. I used to like reading Piers Anthony back when I was a kid, way back when. But then I decided to read it as an adult, going, hey, I had good memories of this. Hey, I can't wait to experience this. And I'm like, holy shit, this is shit. So, yeah. So when I started reading Animorphs, I'm like, please say I don't have that kind of experience again. I really don't want that. Yeah, so. I love me some Animorphs, or else, honestly, I would not be continuing this dramatic reading, because I've gotten severe vertigo. So, it's not very pleasant. I can't really get the dramatic reading done as quickly as before, because, it's... It takes a lot of work and effort, and I just have to, get my whole routine based around, hey, I have this disability now, haha. Danny! Okay, and the next link is to my Twitter. I am Jashikins on Twitter, and I would love to see you over there. And I'll just talk about Animorphs or some other nerdy thing with me. That'd be amazing. Just be aware that if you decide to talk Animorphs to me over there, that the whole no spoilers things only applies to this dramatic reading. The series ran from from 1996 to 2001, so yeah. So if you do have something you don't want spoiled in the series, just tell me how far you are in the series, and I will try not to run my mouth too much, so. And let's see, the next link is to my Patreon. I was afraid for a moment that my phone was going to fall over. So, yeah, next link is to my Patreon. My Patreons help support these dramatic readings, all my other streams, every odd thing I'm doing on my blog, and helping support the books I'm releasing. And I have 2 tiers for the Patreon. $1 tier is to get to see my Redbubble designs before I publicly release them. And actually the Redbubble designs are... I'm currently working on my latest collection, but I am getting a bunch of orders on Fiverr, so I might not be working on my designs for like a day or 2. Because the Fiverr orders are guaranteed, while getting paid for designs is iffy. Okay, there wasn't any green glowing one. Actually, I can't believe that there's nothing green glowing. I mean, but verdant is green. Jeez, I guess I meant blue. Oh well. Okay, what was it going on? Oh yeah, so because I'll be focusing more on the Fiverr orders for a few days, working on my latest collection. I'll be stopping that for a few days. And then the $5 tier is to get to see my latest book covers before I actually release those. So you get the little cover reveal before anyone else, and it's awesome. And if you just decide to not go to any tier as long as you're a paying member, I do have something for you in that every time I release a new book, you get to read the first chapter for free. Well, as long as you pay, so not free, but whatever. And about the books, that's the next link to my Kafka's Men series, and the series is a reverse harem series. I'm definitely going to have to really market it as dark romance once the latest book comes out. Because like right now I guess it is, you know, dark romance, but I mean the book 8 will take the series to a whole different level. And those are all the links. The dramatic reading is done. And if you're watching this live on Twitch, hello. I'm going to be, you know, ending this stream, but then in a little bit I will be starting up my next dramatic reading. So, another episode of Jash Reads. If you are watching this on YouTube, tomorrow you'll get to see the next dramatic reading. So, hope y'all have a good night. Let me prepare for this to shut down. So, until next time, whenever that may be,